Over to Idaho, where Brian Kohberger pled guilty in the murder of 4 college students. Fox's Jonathan Hunt is in Boise with all of the details. Jonathan.
Katie, it was a deeply emotional day in court for the families of those victims as they heard for the first time Brian Kohberger admit that he did indeed kill those 4 young University of Idaho students at an off-campus house on November 13, 2022. Listen here.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Left to the lead prosecutor, Bill Thompson, to lay out for the court and summarize the evidence which led them all to this conclusion. Listen.
He then killed intentionally, willfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice forethought, Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Ethan Chapin, and Santa Colonel. Thank you.
Now, prosecutors said they put together this deal to spare the families the continued agony of what was expected to be a 3-month trial and possibly decades of post-conviction appeals had they got a conviction in a jury trial. Now, some of the families agreed with the decision to go for a plea deal. Others did not. Steve Gonsalves, for instance, the father of Kaylee Gonsalves, one of the victims, refused to enter the court today as a protest against the plea deal. And then he told our colleague, Chanley Painter of Fox & Friends, this. Listen here.
It wasn't our deal. He never negotiated with us. We were never given any terms whatsoever. He negotiated with the devil, so he has to sleep with the devil, and that's his deal.
Now, the family members will get the chance to address the court at Kohberger's sentencing. They will have the ability then to look Kohberger in the eye and tell the killer exactly what he took from them on November 13, 2022. That sentencing hearing, by the way, Katie, currently set for July 23rd. Katie?
Heartbreaking. Jonathan, thank you very much. With us now to break down these 2 massive stories, Andrew Stoltman and Brian Claypool, both criminal defense attorneys. So, Brian, let's start with Kohberger. Do you think they could have gotten a conviction if this had gone to trial?
Hey, Katie, are you kidding me? Absolutely. I mean, if you've ever seen a slam dunk murder case, it was this. You have a leather sheath on the knife that was used in the murder that matches his DNA, number one. You've got video surveillance of his car racing outside the house at or about the time of the murder. And then you've got his cell phone that had pinged in that area a bunch of times, but all of a sudden went silent for 2 hours. Then you've got video footage of him in a store buying some goods that were matched to the scene of the crime. So, in my opinion, the prosecutors were cowardly in this case. If death penalties are on the books for a reason, that's to provide a deterrent for people like this psychopath from killing innocent young people, Katie. And if this prosecutor, if you know you've got a case that you can win, why are you selling your soul to a guy like that? Take the case to trial, get your conviction, and then maybe this guy will fess up at the sentencing hearing. Maybe he'll then tell the families why he did this. You do it this way, and these family members now are never going to really know why this psychopath did what he did.
Yeah, this murderer took the lives of 4 young people and then decided to opt out of the death penalty for himself with this plea deal. But, Andrew, despite the fact that he took this deal, you don't think it would have been such a slam dunk at trial?
No, you never know what's going to happen at a trial. And look, I think the most important thing is even if he was convicted, and I do think he would have been convicted, there's no guarantee that he would have got the death penalty. He has certain mental issues, claimed mental issues, like autism, OCD, and some other conditions that likely would have meant he would not have got the death penalty. And look, I'm just thinking from the victim's perspective, more specifically their parents and family members. Going through a trial like this is brutal. Going through years of appeals is absolutely brutal. So I think the family members, though some of them don't feel it now, I think they are spared an emotional roller coaster, and I think prosecutors made a good decision to do this.
You know, Brian, it's not that it was just the parents some of the parents who were uncomfortable with this plea deal. The judge also had some things to say about it in the courtroom. Take a listen to this.
I want to offer my apologies to all the families, including the victims' families, the families of the defendant, for the short notice for today's hearing, and I'm sure what must have been the hurried efforts to get here. I, like most everyone else, learned of this plea agreement Monday afternoon and had no inkling of it beforehand.
Brian, in response to that.
Yeah, what's up with that? It's a circus with these prosecutors. They had a moral obligation to take their time, Katie. And one of their letters was, oh, we consulted with available family members, the key word available. They sent out a note last week. If the parents weren't around, they went ahead and copped this plea deal with the devil without even talking to some of the families. They owed an obligation to sit down with these family members, find out what their sentiments were, and take their time and do a deliberate and thoughtful approach to a plea deal like this. Katie, I will tell you, I've done some very, very bad sex abuse trials. And believe it or not, I hear what Andrew's saying, but a lot of these family members actually go through therapy when they sit through a trial like that, and they're able to look this guy in the face, see him squirm there for 2 or 3 months. That actually can help them move through the grief. Now they got to spend the rest of their life like having this guy playing cards and lifting weights in jail.
Yeah, I just hope that the families eventually find out exactly what happened to get some more answers, especially given that at least some of them were hurried into this plea deal and weren't given the full picture.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.